Today's webinar is Advance Your Career with the CMCA. My name is Laura Lozano and I am the Credentialing Associate here at CAMICB.
And my name is Karina May, and I am one of the webinar administrators here at CAMICB. And today we will be presenting some information about the CMCA. If you have any questions, please use the feature on the control panel to send your questions throughout the presentation, and we'll get to them at the end. And let's go ahead and get started. All right, now let's talk about the CMCA. What is it, and who is CAMICB?
CAMICB stands for Community Association Managers International Certification Board. It is the credentialing body that develops, administers, and maintains the CMCA certification. The CMCA stands for the Certified Manager of Community Associations and is an internationally recognized certification specifically for community association managers.
What is credentialing?
According to the ICE, or the Institute for Credentialing Excellence, credentialing is defined as an overarching term that includes processes, policies, and practices that support credentials such as a license, registration, certification, qualification, or assessment-based certificate to demonstrate that an organization or individual has met predetermined and standardized criteria. Now, the ICE is an authority that is specific to this industry as one of the leading developers of standards for both certification and certificate programs. And they serve the credentialing industry by providing information on trends in certification, test development, and delivery and assessment-based certificate programs and other information relevant to the credentialing community. So with this definition, credentialing is essentially the process by which an organization like CAMICB can publicly validate an individual's qualification, or in this situation, the proficiency in community association management. So this can encompass a number of different programs, but they all follow a similar standardized procedure with specific requirements.
And what is certification?
Sure. So the CMCA is specifically a certification defined by ICE as a process by which an entity grants formal recognition to individuals that meet predetermined standardized criteria. The certification process involves determination of eligibility, an assessment of demonstrations of competence, and requirements for regular recertification. Certification is usually voluntary and established by a non-governmental entity. So you'll want to note that the CMCA is a certification and not a certificate program. And the CMCA is different from a license or other required programs in that it is entirely up to the individual to obtain it, which makes it more distinguished because it demonstrates that you have gone out of your way to devote time and energy to enhance yourself as a professional.
Why is certification important?
So, another quote from ICE on why certifications are important: high quality certification validates an individual's knowledge, skills, and abilities in a defined profession, occupation, skill, or role. Certified individuals in the workforce reduce risk and enhance consumer protection and public safety. In addition, these certifications allow employers and other stakeholders to identify individuals with the competencies needed to perform a role or task. So essentially, a certification serves as a verification that a professional has achieved the industry baseline level of competency, and it allows a professional to assure the public that they have proved against a standardized, verifiable method that they have the skills and capability to perform the required duties.
And now, could you tell us what are the benefits of certification?
Sure. So certification benefits multiple parties. Namely, it will benefit you as the manager, your employers, as well as the industry stakeholder. So, in terms of employers, when a manager becomes CMCA certified, the CMCA ensures that the manager is a qualified employee, reduces risk of errors, accidents, and liability. Recertification assures continued employee commitment, competence, and it also lowers the risk of employee turnover. From the stakeholders' perspective, the CMCA offers objective third party confirmation of professional competence, assurance of commitment to public safety, consumer protection, accountability to a code of ethics, as well as, again, recertification for continued competence. And in this particular situation, the industry stakeholder will be the homeowner and homeowner volunteer or board leaders. And the consumer protection in this profession refers to your stakeholders' highest investments, their homes. So, lastly, the CMCA will, of course, benefit you because it will provide you career advancement and recognition.
And how does it impact the manager's career?
Absolutely. So, building off from the last slide, certification will impact you and your career because it will provide increased recognition from your peers, employers, and clients. It will provide greater opportunities for job eligibility and promotions. It will provide increased workplace trust from employers and the public eye, as well as provide higher career compensation and permanence. So there are a lot of positive benefits that come out of obtaining certification in this profession.
Why is the CMCA the internationally recognized certification in this industry?
The CMCA is the internationally recognized certification for several reasons. First off, the CMCA program is duly accredited by both the National Commission for Certifying Agencies, the NCCA, as well as by the NC National Accreditation Board under standards ISO IEC 17024. So the National Commission for Certifying Agencies accreditation, it's incredible valuable, not only because it offers third-party validation for this program, but also because it proves that this program was able to comply with a rigorous set of development, delivery, and administrative standards. CAMICB has also obtained international accreditation with the NC National Accreditation Board under standard ISO IEC 17024. So this makes the CMCA certification program one of only a handful of certification programs worldwide to achieve both accreditations. And the dual accreditation truly proves that the CMCA is a high quality certification. All right, now, Karina, can you tell us another couple reasons why the CMCA is the internationally recognized certification in this industry?
Sure. The CMCA exam is psychometrically sound and is proven to be both valid and reliable. So to delve into this for just a minute, psychometrics is a field of study concerned with the theory and technique of psychological measurement, which includes the measurement of knowledge, abilities, and attitudes. So CAMICB uses a psychometric approach in developing the exam. We use a committee of subject matter experts to develop questions, which are then tested by psychometric scientists using operational and independent replication, using classical and item response theory. And that's a lot of jargon, but in short, these questions are created by industry subject matter experts and then tested scientifically to ensure that the questions are both fair and reliable. And then lastly, the CMCA is the only certification in this field that can allow a manager from any country to test against a verified common body of knowledge through extensive job analysis studies.
Okay, and how does the CMCA specifically impact a manager's career?
So as we mentioned earlier, the CMCA is widely accepted as the benchmark of the community association industry. And as a result, employers and homeowners are really seeking out the CMCA to verify that their manager is qualified. A lot of job applications and postings are looking specifically for managers who have the CMCA certification. Now, another reason is that CMCAs on average earn about 20% more than non-certified managers. And this was found through a salary survey study that was conducted by the Foundation for Community Association Research. And this was in their most recent salary survey. And then lastly, earning the CMCA will set you on the path of enhanced education and qualifications if you're interested in them pursuing CAI's AMS or PCAM programs.
Now, how can someone obtain the CMCA?
So the CMCA requires managers to meet a qualifying prerequisite and then pass a standardized exam to demonstrate their knowledge and skills in community association management. The exam is developed by a job analysis task force of subject matter experts and administered by a strict third-party testing organization. And that organization is called Pearson VUE, and that's to ensure the safety and integrity of the exam.
All right, and with that said, what are the steps to get in the CMCA?
There are 3 steps that you need to complete in order to take the CMCA exam and obtain the CMCA certification. The first step is to meet a prerequisite. Currently, there are 3 prerequisite options. The first option is a prerequisite course. There are a couple different options for this course, and the most popular is CAI's M100 course, and that's called the Essentials of Community Association Management. The second prerequisite option is if you have 2 years of experience, specifically as a community association manager, then you can use your experience as a one-time waiver of this prerequisite option. This experience has to be as a fully employed community association manager. We do not accept experience as an assistant manager. Now, if you do use your 2 years experience to meet the prerequisite and you don't pass the exam, you can only use this prerequisite option once. So if you needed to retake the exam, you would have to choose a different prerequisite to retake the CMCA. And then lastly, the third prerequisite option is if you have a qualifying board-approved state license or certification, then you can use that to meet your prerequisite. And currently we accept the certification from Arizona and California and the license from Florida, Illinois, and Nevada. So once you meet a prerequisite option, your next step is to submit the CMCA examination application. And you can do that online on our website at camicb.org. And the cost of the application is going to be $360. And this is a payment that is all encompassing. So it will cover the cost of the application processing and the exam itself. And then lastly, once you've submitted that application, you'll receive within about 3 to 5 business days an authorization to test email. And that will give you instructions on how to schedule and take your exam at a Pearson VUE testing center. And you'll have 1 year to schedule your exam, and you can schedule your exam at any Pearson VUE testing center throughout the United States or worldwide.
All right, and once the CMCA is obtained, what is the value in maintaining it?
So CAMICB requires managers who have obtained the CMCA to maintain it by completing 16 hours of continuing education every 2 years and then submitting an annual service fee each year. The board has a number of reasons for why we require managers to do this, but there is a lot of value in maintaining the CMCA specifically for the manager. First off, it distinguishes yourself to your peers, employers, and clients as dedicated to the development of your skills and knowledge. It also demonstrates that you're not staying complacent in your knowledge, you're actively learning and ensuring that you stay up to date on the most recent topics and information. It also reaffirms your commitment to the standards of professional conduct, which promotes trust and reliability from your employers and clients. And it also enhances your marketability because it allows you to be able to provide the most up-to-date guidance for your associations.
All right, and lastly, if you can go over some of these resources, that will be great.
Sure. So now that we've gone over the program as a whole, the benefits, the definition, and the process on how to get it, if you have further questions about the CMCA, we do have a number of resources. First off here, if you have further questions about how to prepare for the exam, we have an exam preparation webpage dedicated to all of our study tools. And we also have a short webinar called How to Plan and Prepare for the CMCA. Now, if you just recently got your CMCA or you're interested in how to promote your CMCA once you've obtained it, we also have a Promote Your CMCA webpage dedicated to that topic as well. And we also have a short webinar called What is the CMCA Digital Badge and How do you use it? And once the manager has obtained the CMCA, They have a number of resources that are available to them, and one of them is this digital badge that we now offer to all new CMCAs. And this program reviews exactly what the digital badge is and how you can use it for your own professional growth. And then lastly, we did touch on this a little bit about maintaining the CMCA. So if you have questions about the recertification process, we do also have a web page dedicated to that. And again, we also have another short webinar that goes over the recertification process as well. And all these links are available in the PDF that is located in the toolbar in the webinar program today. But if you want a copy of the presentation later on, or if you need us to direct you specifically to any of the links, please feel free to reach out to us directly via email at info@camicb.org.
All right, and with that, let's move on to some questions. Do you see any from our audience today?
Let me go ahead and check here. All right, I see a question from Tamra. How can someone join CAM?
We don't have a membership, if that is what you are asking about. CAI, or the Community Association Institute, does offer membership for managers. However, it's not required. So if you just want to go and apply for the CMCA exam, you can simply move on and complete one of the prerequisite options that Karina mentioned during the presentation, and then register for the CMCA exam.
All right, and then let's see here. Sarah would like to know, do we have to provide proof if we took the M100?
No. So we have access to CAI's database. So we can double check if you, in fact, completed the M100 course. If for some reasons we're not able to find that information, then we will reach out to you and request a certificate of completion for your M100.
And then I have two questions here. I'm going to group these together. Chrissy has asked, is there a specific website to help with the preparation for the test? And then Eddie has asked, where can we find the links to the test prep on, I think we had it on one of the slides, but
Mhm.
where do you find the preparation materials?
Yeah, so we do have a dedicated page on our website. So it's simply www.camicb.org. And there you should find a tab called exam preparation. Simply go there and you'll find all of the study resources listed in order, how you should start. So the first one on top will be the CMCA study guide, then the CMCA handbook, and then you just follow all the order that we have organized, all the study resources for all the candidates to prepare for the exam.
And Lorena has a question about getting in more practice. So I would like to get more practice before I attempt the test again. What are some steps you suggest?
Well, I'm not sure, Lorena, if you have taken the CMCA practice exam. That is the best study resource that we have, because the practice exams have questions that were rotated off from previous CMCA exam. So you can familiarize yourself with how the questions will be listed on the exam.
And then one more question. Are the 16 hours of continuing education the same as the credits earned from events like the Epstein Legal Seminar each year?
I'm not sure who offers that seminar. Obviously, once you have obtained your CMCA and then it comes the time for you to recertify for your CMCA, you can definitely go and send us an email and say, I have completed or I have attended this seminar. Can you please confirm if this will qualify for my 16 hours? Now, I also wanted to clarify that the 16 hours will start to count after you have been certified. So once you receive your CMCA, then you start getting the 16 hours. We cannot accept anything you have obtained prior to receiving the CMCA.
Thank you. Lorena has a question about the M100. If we completed the M100 a while ago, do we need to complete it again?
You mean in order to apply for the CMCA? No, you do not. So once you have completed the M100 once, you do not need to go ahead and retake it.
So if they want to
Once,
retake
no.
the exam, do they don't have to retake it? Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. Exactly. You do not need to retake the M100.
Okay, thank you. And then Jasmine would like to know, where can we find the prerequisite coursework options?
Everything is on our website as well. You just need to go to the Get Certified tab, and you'll find the three prerequisites listed: the education one, where you can also find the link to register for the M100 course, the education experience prerequisite, and then also the license prerequisite. Everything, all that information is under Get Certified, as well as access to the application for the exam.
Thank you. Maria is asking, I have my CMCA already. How can I get the international certification?
Well, Maria, if you have the CMCA ready, that means you have the international certification. The CMCA is the only international certification, which means if you ever move out of the US, you'll take the CMCA certification with you.
Wonderful. Ramsey has a question. Can a prerequisite be the California real estate broker license?
Unfortunately, not. We currently only accept a handful of license to qualify for the CMCA prerequisite, and the ones that we accept is, I believe, is the CCAM license from California.
Thank you. Leda has a question. How much did you say the total cost will be to obtain the CMCA, including the exam cost if taking the M100? The M100 is a separate cost. So first, can you tell us the exam cost again?
Yeah, so for the first time you apply for the CMCA exam, the fee is 360. Let's say that you failed the first time, then every retake application for the CMCA exam will be $200 after that. But
Okay,
if
and then
you pass the exam the first time, then only 360.
okay, but the M100 or other courses all have their own separate costs, correct?
Correct. Yeah. And then the M100 course, it's a product by CAI. So the fee will depend on if you are a member with them or not member. So the fee changes a little bit.
Thank you. Catherine would like to know, how do you reapply to take the CMCA if you have failed?
Yeah. So we do have a retake application, and you can also access that application online, or you can simply send us an email, and then we can email you the PDF application as well.
And then Mary would like to know, if someone took the exam once and did not pass, is there a time limit to retake it?
No. So once you have taken the CMCA exam, and so once you receive the approval that you have been authorized to take the CMCA exam, you do have a 1 year to take one attempt of the exam. But let's say if you took the CMCA the first time in 2022, and then you decide to take it one more time again in 2026, there is no time limit. You can apply anytime.
All right, and Tira has a question. Is there a fee for the practice exam?
Yes, the fee for the practice exams is $40.
All right, thank you. And then a question from Leda. What is the annual fee for maintaining the CMCA?
It is currently 135, $135.
Okay, and then once the CMCA is obtained, will they have to maintain the CAM license too?
Yes. So the CAM license is it's required by the state. So you do have to keep it active and accordance with the state law. The CMCA, it's separate, it's a certification, is provided by CAMICB. So we do have different recertification requirements in place, different dates, and different fees. So yes, you do need to keep your CAM license as well.
Thank you. And I have a question from Lakeisha. Is it true that the study guide alone is not enough to study for the exam? Do you have any other study tips?
Yeah, so like I mentioned, all of these study resources that we have in place are available online. You just need to go to the CAMICB website and go to the exam preparation tab. You'll find access to the study guide, the handbook, the steps on how to purchase the practice exam, the Quizlet, and all the other resources that we have in place.
Okay, and then Kendra has asked, after I complete the M100, will the CMCA be available to me?
Yeah, as soon as you complete the M100, you can go online or you can go to the CAMICB website and apply for the CMCA. The application it's offered online or as a PDF, and you can go ahead and register for the CMCA exam.
Yes, so the exam will be available. The application, you can apply to take the exam, but you won't
Hmm.
get the certification from taking the M100. You still have to go through the application process
Hmm.
and take the exam and pass the exam to become credentialed and earn the certification. Let's see here. Joshua has a question. Does CAMICB offer courses that count towards the 16 hours of continuing education, and what else would qualify as continuing education?
Okay, so the first question is we do not offer continuing education. We have approved courses for third-party companies who have reached out to us offering these classes for our CMCA managers. So we have approved them, so it's safe for all the managers to go and take those classes. Now, I also wanted to mention that we hosted a recertification webinar this year recently, probably last month. So you can go on the CAMICB website and under the webinar tabs and then listen to that webinar where we talk about the other options for managers to complete the 16 hours.
Thank you, Laura. Okay, I am looking at the clock here. It's 3:32, so we have one last question that we're able to take, and then we will have to sign off. But the last question that I'm able to take here is from Jessica. If you fail the exam, is there a limit to how many times that you can not pass the test?
No, there is no limit for you to apply for the CMCA exam. You do, however, need to complete an application every time and then pay the $200 retake fee.
Thank you, Laura. Unfortunately, I do see a few more questions here that we did not get to. So if you could please email us at info@camicb.org if we did not cover your question throughout this Q&A portion. I did see some duplicates, so hopefully we did answer it, but if not, feel free to email us. Before we sign off, Laura, do you have any closing items?
No, thank you everyone to joining us today. And please go ahead and email us with your questions and we will get back to you.
Great. Well, thank you everyone for joining us today and have a great afternoon.